here we are at the reviewing area, and here we have Studio Series 86 Bumblebee on the reviewing area.
This is an homage to pretty much supposed to be Transformers, the movie from the 1980s. Now, if you ask me, it does not look like a Volkswagen. It kind of looks like a Volkswagen, kind of, but it just, I don't know, it looks different. I'm used to seeing a Volkswagen Beetle. To me, this looks like a hopped up Beetle race car. That's just my opinion.
Well, does it kind of sort of look like a Volkswagen?
Kind of. Yeah, in the front. Kind of. I don't know. It kind of, yeah, in the front. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But I'm going back to my era, and believe me, a Volkswagen Beetle did not look like that. But anyway, that's just me being picky, y'all. So anyway, I'm going to be quiet, let Colton get on with the review.
For my opinion of the vehicle mode, it I think it is like kind of closer to a Volkswagen Beetle. Well, kind of close, but it's still good for what it is. But let's get a closer look at the details. On the front, you do got some nice silver painted in headlights here. A nice painted in bumper here. And on the sides, you do got some nice silver painted in rims here for the tires. But one problem that I have with the vehicle mode is you can kind of see some of the yellow that doesn't really match well, like the roof of the car. This yellow here, which is painted, yeah, these yellows here, which are painted, don't really match the yellow plastic here. But oh, and this yellow here is also a mismatch from both sides. Yes. And on the top, you do got a nice Autobot symbol here and one here. And on the back, you do got some nice painted in red taillights here. And some more black paint for the back windows and the side windows. And that is about it. And he, of course, does roll really good. Trying to get the camera situated here. Okay, got it. And that is about it. And he does come with an accessory for his robot mode, and it's of course this gun here, and as you can see, it's just all casted in silver paint here. And the gun does have this little tab here, which I think you can store it in the vehicle mode here, but I am gonna have to get the instructions real quick, because I don't think I've seen the gun from...
Look, there's a little part right there. That little part, maybe, just maybe, yep, it can go right there. I bet it can. That could be storage right there.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. There you go. That's what I was thinking. I saw that little square right there.
Yes. So you can store this in vehicle mode. And that is on this hole and this peg.
Yep.
Here.
Where, if y'all remember, on some of the G1 Bumblebees, and they were known as, I think, penny racers at the time. I could be wrong. They had a tire on the back, a little molded-in tire that was on the back flap. Well, they did away with the back flap and put a gun right there. Okay. What do I know? So anyway, there it is. That is your storage in vehicle mode for his pew-pew.
That's like the first time that I noticed he had storage for his weapon when he's in vehicle mode. But we're just gonna remove this off.
There you go. We're gonna move it off. Take the instructions and we're gonna throw them away. No, sometimes I need instructions, but just ask my wife. Anyway.
And that is about it for his vehicle mode. So now we're gonna transform him. So to start off the transformation, you're gonna come to the back. Oh. Okay. You're gonna come to the back and untab it from these tabs here, which will untab this section. And once the back is untabbed, you just want to bring it up so it's like that. And then come to the bottom here and take what will become his arms and separate them and bring them up on these back tires here. now to take the entire front section of the vehicle and bring it up.
We have to adjust the camera. Yeah. Yeah, something's not right with that. Y'all, this is a different camera we're using, so it's kind of heavier compared to the one that we was using.
Right.
But anyway.
But take the front section here of the vehicle and bring it up. So it's like this, and the front does separate. But once the front is separated and flipped up, you do want to take both halves of the front here and bring them down, and then bring them down on this joint here. And once these are flipped down on these joints here, you do want to bring these up some more. And if this hasn't done so already, you do want to untab. You do want to untab the waist here from this tab and that hole there and bring it up. And then for the feet, you do want to take these and flip these down on both sides. And then come to the bottom here and flip out these things here. And then to take these, what were the doors, and bring them in. And then bring these up, and you could see this tab will go into these holes here.
Okay, so what it does is stabilize the legs and feet. It's like a stabilizer, and it fills it in all at the same time.
Right.
Okay. And there you have hooded Bumblebee.
Now for the back wheels here, we're gonna rotate these down and then bring these back, and they will tab in to the back here. And then take his arms, bring them down, and straighten out his elbows. And then you're gonna take the front, well, what was the roof of the car, which is now gonna be the chest. Untap it and open it up, and inside you'll see his robot mode head, which is connected by the back part, and bring it all the way down, which will flip up the head. And then bring the head all the way up. And then for the back part, you do want to you do want to bring down this back section so that these tabs are lined up with these notches here on the back. You could see there. And then finally, you just close up the chest. Oh, and my camera is about to slide down. Okay, got it. Okay, so then you just close up the chest here, and there you have Bumblebee in robot mode. And he looks really good. He looks like Bumblebee from the cartoon. Although, my only real issue with it is the side views. If you bring his arms up, the sides from his chest does have a little bit of vehicle mode kibble peeking out on the sides, but it's not the worst I've seen. It is still well, it still does clean up really good. Besides a little bit of vehicle mode kibble peeking out from the sides.
So, Bumblebee in the cartoon in the 1980s was one of the first Autobots to make contact with a human, known as Spike. So, they pretty much, if you look at them in like Autobot age and human age, they were almost like teenagers, kind of, in a way. You know, Bumblebee, who was small, almost the same size as Spike. Or you had Optimus Prime, who was the adult. You know, so there was a strange combination there, but it was very unique as far as storytelling. You know.
And getting a closer look at the head sculpt here.
I think that they did a very good job with the head sculpt compared to the very, 1980s Bumblebee. It did not look anything like that.
And it does have some nice silver paint on the face, along with some blue eyes.
So what was it? In Transformers the movie, the 1980s, it was him and Spike on one of the moon bases?
Yes.
Am I right? Okay.
Moon Base 2.
Okay.
And the ones on Moon Base 1 was Cliff Jumper and Jazz.
Yeah.
Whereas Bumblebee here and Spike were on Moon Base 2.
Yeah, and that's when Unicron. Anyway, I might have said too much. I don't know if y'all ever seen that, but I'm not gonna say no more. But if y'all haven't seen it, y'all need to see it. The 1980s Transformers the movie.
And for articulation, Bumblebee's head is on a ball joint, and he does rotate all the way around, but But he cannot look up or look down. He can only swivel, but he cannot look up and down. Even though it is on a ball joint, but it's a very, limited ball joint for the head. But he does have ball joint at the shoulders, bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow, wrist swivel, waist swivel, legs do go forward, back, in and out, thigh swivel, knee, which is like a soft ratchet.
Yeah, it's more like a doop.
Or a thoop.
A doop. Not a dud or a thump. What did I say? A doop? Yeah.
Thoop. And you have a good ankle pivot.
Or breakage. Oh, okay, pivot.
It's an ankle pivot.
Thank you. To me, if I try to do that with my ankle, just give me to the hospital. Because something went really wrong.
And for accessories, well, the only accessory that he comes with is his little...
Pew pew.
His little pew pew gun.
Yeah.
That you can have him hold in his hand. And there you go.
And as far as capturing the imagination and the hearts of the people back when Transformers started, I think Bumblebee was one of them that the American people related to. Definitely the kids. Because in that era, we kind of grew up with him, if that made sense, up to a certain point. In the generation and era that we grew up in. So he was kind of like us. And he was one of the Autobots who really got close with the human, with Spike. So I think that Spike and Bumblebee enjoyed each other's companies. I think that they learned a lot from each other, where you had the Autobot faction, you had a human faction. And that's one thing that tied it all in the 1980s Transformers cartoon. So, anyway, we're going to put him right beside one of his mates right quick. Hold on, leave him right there. I want them to see. Now, in the cartoon, these guys were both small. But Bumblebee is still the smallest out of all the small Autobots, if that makes sense. Because here he is next to Brawn. And that's movie studio series right here. So you can tell the difference in them as far as just having them side by side. And they're both small Autobots. Where you have Brawn, who's a little bit bigger than Bumblebee. That's the way they did it. Even the toy was the 1980s. Brawn was still taller than Bumblebee. So anyway, I'll get him out the way right quick. I just wanted to get a size comparison there, y'all. Now, he does come with a background.
Just like with all the other studio series. And this is the one he comes with.
So it's kind of got I'm not sure if I'd say that is Cybertron background. I think it looks more like a Unicron background.
That's what I was gonna go with.
Yeah.
Because it does look kind of familiar to the insides of Unicron.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is. And you can prop Bumblebee on there.
Fucking almighty. Like I said, he was a small Autobot, but he always had the courage. Where no other Autobot was pretty much willing, he would be the one. I think he was a bit of a saboteur. He could get in and get intelligence and get out and get it back to the Autobots or Optimus Prime. You know. Him and Spike. So this is Studio Series Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. I think his robot mode looks good. I think his car mode, to me, does not look like a Volkswagen Beetle. I think his 1980s Bumblebee was more spot on, but his robot mode wasn't spot on his face. Here, they got the robot mode right, but the cars, to me, it don't look like a VW bug. That's my opinion. To Colton, it does. So everybody gets something different from it.
So, we'll be back with the final thoughts.
Yes. I think I just did the final thoughts. But anyway, yes, we'll be back with our final thoughts here in a minute.